I thought it could be really fun for us to go through Rebeca Andrade's floor landings the same way we did Simone Biles and look at the deductions there. Just a reminder, this is only going to be deductions on landing. There are other deductions taken in the routine for things like form that we aren't discussing. We're only discussing landing deductions. As a reminder, a hop or step that is less than shoulder width apart is 0.1 deduction per hop or step. Larger than shoulder width is 0.3. And going out of bounds with 1 foot is 0.1 deduction. 2 feet is 0.3 deduction. Okay, this is Rebeca's first tumbling pass. It's very interesting because it looks stuck, but as we can see right here, there's a teeny tiny little shuffle backwards right there. So this is another case where it's a tiny bit subjective. It looked stuck to the naked eye, but in slow-mo, you can see a little shuffle backwards. So the judges could have taken 0.1 for that tiny shuffle, but we don't know for sure if they did. All right, second tumbling pass here. This one's gonna have a little bit bigger of a hop on the landing. I think that this was probably a 3/10 hop. You can see how far back her feet went. Again, though, that's something that's up to the judge's discretion. But if we're taking the max, arguably, that could be taken per landing, we are up to 0.4 in landing deductions halfway through. All right, third pass here. This is a more clear-cut landing because we have a definite hop, but it's definitely tiny. So this is for sure a 0.1 landing deduction right there. Final pass, and I think this one is pretty clear cut as well. We're gonna see 1 step back here, and in my opinion, I think this is definitely a 0.3 step. You can see here that it does look like it's more than shoulder width apart. So in my opinion, what we have here is 2.3 landing deductions and 2.1 landing deductions for a max of 0.8. Now, if you wanted to argue that that first pass was stuck, I probably wouldn't fight you, so we could take 0.1 off there. You could argue maybe that that last pass was a 0.1 instead of a 0.3, although I don't think that's that doable. But that could take us from a range of anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8, just in landing deductions. In comparison, Simone, in the analysis we did, had 1.3 to 1.5 points off just in landing deductions. So that kind of explains why Simone's score seemed lower than normal. If you watched warm-ups, in her floor routine, she did seem like her calf was really bothering her. Simone did, not Rebeca. And so it seemed like she was just in some pain and having a little bit of trouble with her landings, which is totally normal. She said that her body was so tired, which, again, understandable. But yeah, this is just a great example of a high landing deduction floor routine versus a low landing deduction floor routine. These landings from Rebeca were overall very controlled, and this is more similar to what we would have expected to see from Simone in a day where she was not exhausted and in pain.